Hating NBA players is very common. Whether they've done something to your favorite player or your favorite team, we still hate those players. But there are a few NBA players today in the NBA who go out of the limit sometimes and are universally hated by every single fan. So in today's video, we'll discuss some of these players and why they're so hated. Now, some of them don't actually have to be hated because they've done something bad. They get hate because of their success and how they got it. So our first player is going to be of that type, and it's Stephen Curry. If you're not active on any type of social media, you might not know about this, but Stephen Curry is very hated on some of these platforms. He hasn't done anything of an unkind nature till date, but he still gets hate. Hey, I'm dropping bars. And that's because of his random upcoming from being an underdog. People usually don't like underdogs. Kobe was an underdog. He wasn't even considered a top 5 player when he retired. All the respect he gets nowadays is after his demise. Now it's too late. But better late than never. The same goes with Steph Curry. In the first 3 years of his career, Curry wasn't the eye-popping player that we all knew would shine. He was more of a late riser. His ankle injuries also caused him to not really shine early in his career. When all of that got out of the way, Steph's sudden rise came as a surprise to multiple fans across the NBA community, and that's when the haters came into existence. Curry had been the underdog for most of his career, even while being the son of a former NBA player, and this caused people to think that the only reason he's in the league is because his dad was in it as well. And the injuries in the beginning of his career put him the icing on the cake. So when he became the greatest shooter of all time, people just weren't buying what they were seeing with their own damn eyes. Steph actually is a weird case. While being one of the most hated players in the league, he's also one of the most loved players as well. Yeah, it's weird. His always smiling personality is the main reason for him being loved, especially with younger kids. Also, he's just one of the nicest players out there, helping anyone he can in the Oakland community. Our next player is absolutely contradicting from Curry, and it's Patrick Beverley. From saying the next 5 years are his to Steph, to pushing Chris Paul after losing, Beverley has done all the things that we shouldn't do. People call him a very annoying and feisty player to go up against because of his physical play style, which isn't appreciated a lot during today's NBA. Patrick Beverley is the type of a player that you might love to play with but hate to play against. He's a player that might lead to winning for your team, but in a very unprofessional manner, which isn't appreciated even by the team's fans. He talks trash to anyone, and also he's injured many notable players, with the most notable one being Russell Westbrook. Talking about Russell Westbrook, he himself is very hated in the NBA, and the main reason for that is that he, like Beverley, talks a lot of trash and plays with an ego in the game. While some may say that his ego is just his aggression towards winning and towards being competitive, most people think that's annoying and hate on him. He also has a term labeled to him and him only called stat padding. Most of you probably know this, but I'll just say it since there might be others who do not, that stat padding means to try to get better stats and improve personal records instead of trying to help the team win. He might have had winning seasons in the NBA, but not really because of him wanting the team to win, but just as a result of him stat padding. This narrative, plus his trash talking, is enough to make him one of the most hated players in the NBA. The next player is not hated because he's annoying, not hated because he was an underdog, not even hated for his trash talk, but he is hated for being dumb. Yeah, you heard that correctly, dumb. You could probably guess him by now, but without any further suspense, it's J.R. Smith. J.R. has had many dumb plays throughout his 15-year NBA career. Smith has played with 7 different NBA teams during that span and has received hate for making countless dumb plays on almost each of those teams.
Brings it back out, throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked. And we'll go to overtime. You get the feeling J.R. Smith thought they had the lead. He didn't know the score. Great job from Smith to get the rebound, but dribble it away.
And it hit the basket, and Tyson Chandler with a rebound. Smith puts up a 3. He misses. And Brooks.
J.R. Smith is talking to Jason Terry.
Oh, what?
No.
And look, they're giving Jason. Look, they give Jason Terry dap on the bench. Like, watch the guys give Jason Terry dap. Like, good job.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Alley-oop. And Horford got fouled as he goes crashing to the parquet floor. Oh, and Smart calling out J.R. Smith. Yeah, that's a dirty play.
Now, someone who's vulnerable up in the air like that, back comes James. Oh, underhand pass. Smith throws it. And back comes James. Oh, underhand pass. Smith throws it back.
Right there.
Well, I should have gone by then.
Bill, you ever tried that?
Oh, yeah.
Does it work for you the way it works
Yeah,
for
look,
him?
look at what's hanging in front of me.
But with JR, well, yes, people do hate him, some just kind of laugh it off because either they aren't diehard fans of their team or they understand that he's just going to stay the way he is and we have to let him make bad plays for his own damn team. Besides from his really dumb plays, he's a very talented player and a great three-point shooter. During his early years in the NBA, he's shown signs of pure athleticism, especially with the Denver Nuggets. He might have been a superstar in the league. Just might have been a superstar. But his low IQ stops him from reaching that mark. The last player for today is going to be a player with much higher IQ than J.R. Smith, and it's going to be Rajon Rondo. He's very, very similar to Patrick Beverley, just a better basketball player than him. He can trash talk to you till you quit basketball, foul you so hard you get injured, and pressurize you till you explode. Well, not really that last part, but he still is really, really hated by the normal fans and the NBA players themselves. Basketball-wise, he's a probable Hall of Famer, but his reputation is not the best, and now it's too late to change it. He also was never really the best player on his championship team, but arguably the most impactful player on the teams, especially on defense, and obviously the most hated. There are obviously a lot of other NBA players who are hated, but not on this list. That's because they're really obvious ones like LeBron James, Draymond Green, Paul George, and the whole Nets trio, which consists of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. We also have players like Trae Young, although his hate after the playoffs has decreased for every single fan base besides New York and Philadelphia. So that's it for today, guys. And if you think I missed some players, then comment down below and tell me who I missed, because after all, we all can make mistakes like some of these NBA players do. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed watching till the end, and consider subscribing to the channel to show appreciation towards my videos. And as always, until next time, peace.